On today's video, we're going to take a look back at how Knetter's Practical Outdoors got to 20,000 subscribers. Hey there, outdoor YouTubers. It's Dave Knetter from Knetter's Practical Outdoors. And like I said earlier, we're going to take a look back and see how we got to 20,000 subscribers. And, I kind of stress the word we because it truly is a partnership between you viewers and the channel. So I just want to thank all you outdoor YouTubers out there that have watched the videos and all of you out there that have subscribed to the channel. I know I've always tried to make videos that I would want to watch. I've always tried to give you guys some sort of value out of the watched videos, whether that value is entertainment or information or maybe a little bit of both. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the videos, and God willing, I'm going to continue to make them. Now, for any of you new viewers out there, the Knetter's Practical Outdoor channel is about the things that I like to do in the outdoors of Michigan's Upper Peninsula. Okay, all the clips you're seeing have been taken from videos from the channel, and all the stills that you see would be from thumbnails of some of the videos from the channel. Okay, so if we're going to take a look back, the best place to start would be at the beginning. The first video I ever uploaded to YouTube was about how to make a bucket-style mouse trap. And this video included a few deer camp mouse removal stories too. Mouse removal is a pretty important subject to me. Over the years at my deer camp, we've had a few mouse events that have gotten kind of serious. My buddy Scott out at camp, he missed a real nice buck with his muzzle loader. And really the only conclusion we could come to is that a mouse had messed with his scope. So, we take mouse removal pretty seriously at our camp. And a ramp, and you'd smear your bait on here. You'd smear some peanut butter on here. You got this ramp, the mouse comes up, jumps on here to eat the bait, and falls off like a defeated log roller. And we just have a beer can for the spinning device. Of course, at most deer camps you can probably find a beer can if you look real hard. You don't have to use the Miller Lite Packer commemorative can, but we do. A real big part of Knetter's Practical Outdoors is deer hunting, deer camp, and the deer camp lifestyle. We'll clear out the wheel of death here. We'll clear this out for the off season, and maybe we'll give the mice a break for the winter. Now, at Knetter's Practical Outdoors, we do not shoot the biggest bucks, and we do not shoot the most bucks. It's more about just enjoying the deer camp lifestyle with friends and family.
Not very popular in there.
What about duck hunt? Duck hunt was popular.
Was.
Yeah, it was. Okay. Yeah, that's kind of more from my era, I guess. Well, it's time to add a few bigger pieces. I think you can hear the fire's going pretty good already. The eject button doesn't work. So we're just kind of stuck with the one tape that's in there, which isn't too bad though. If you can see, it's actually a Cheap Trick's greatest hits tape. So whenever we come out to the sauna, we're listening to Cheap Trick, which is very cool. Anyways, the one downside to this is my body's kind of become conditioned to sweat every time I hear Cheap Trick music. Kind of like Pavlov's dog. Where the Cheap Trick music is the bell, but instead of salivating, I just start sweating. And, you know, it's no big deal, of course, when you're in the sauna, but, you know, there was one occasion, I was at a wedding reception, they played I Want You to Want Me, and I just started sweating profusely. You know, I looked like I was in some kind of Gatorade commercial or something. So me and my wife just had to leave. All right, what do we got going there, Al?
Just a little refilling of the tobacco, Dave.
Oh.
Pass on this?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to pass.
I don't want to get lightheaded and have to puke and lay with my feet above my heart for like 20 minutes.
That did happen last time.
And that was with Skull Bandits.
That
wasn't even regular chew.
Yeah, this was
that wasn't even real man chew. That was like
this is the high octane.
That was like
stuff,
junior
yeah.
high chew.
See, you really need your glasses sometimes.
Yeah, I guess so.
And then through the
Oh, maybe do a little bow hunting tomorrow. And I guess the main thing we're kind of going over is, you know, what size or type of buck that we might. Okay, don't blow that while we're filming. Okay. All right. Yeah, we're just gonna. Heads up.
And the walls came crumbling down, and the walls come crumbling.
I never really thought of myself as somebody that would have an off-grid tiny house. It never really seemed like something that would fit my lifestyle. But, you know, the more I thought about it, and, you know, I did some soul searching about it, I finally came to the realization that that's what my deer camp is. You know, my deer camp is an off-grid tiny house, and that I've actually had one all along. So that was kind of weird. Idea. This is some pretty cheap stuff. That's why it wound up going in the mouse trap. And you know, it's kind of become a thing here at the camp. You know, we don't even really refer to this as Cabin Boy Larry's anymore. We just call it mouse trap rum. You know what I mean? Like somebody be like, oh hey, let's, you know, should we have a rum and coke or whatever? And you know, the other guy will be like, yeah, the only thing that's left is that mouse trap rum. So if you guys ever think like, oh, yeah, there's a real good spot I'd like to hunt, but it's such a crummy walk in there, I could never get a nice blind in there at all. Yeah, build something in pieces like this. It takes a few trips, but you can get the whole thing out here. And like I say, it's worked out real great. This is getting over the top. I'm getting jealous.
So you can see I had to prime up some porcupine chewings.
Yeah.
And when we get a dry day, I'll give her a fresh coat of paint.
Yeah, did you mix it with cayenne pepper like my subs are saying?
No, I didn't, but I wish I had read that previously. Yeah.
I know, hey? Look at this.
Yeah, it's basically beyond. There's a big hole in the front.
I know, hey?
Yeah. Yeah,
This-
basically beyond repair.
This sucks. It doesn't take long, hey?
Oh my!
Remember that one time we had Italian night and we had like polenta and red sauce and stuff, and Ronnie Camaro thought it was pronounced placenta.
Yeah.
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 He was
That's when he brought the ketchup for the placenta.
Yeah, he did that too.
Yeah, that was the Italian seasoning sauce.
Yeah, I remember I had to explain to Ronnie how my wife is Italian and I have 6 kids, that I know it's not pronounced placenta. All right, well, we had to come down to Wisconsin and stock up on the spotted cow for deer season. You know, one last tip, guys. You know, do not go with the bargain cheap toilet paper, okay? I know you guys are spending a little extra money during deer season. You're looking for some places to cut corners, right, on your spending a little bit. Don't make it the bathroom tissue, okay? You know, get yourself like some quality toilet paper, all right? I mean, just think about it, guys. The 1 week a year where you're on a steady diet of beer and curled meat, that is not the week that you should be skimping on toilet paper. Am I right? Okay.
Had a kindness, I suppose.
Yeah, another good thing to do is to fill up the wood box. And, you know, I know a lot of people, they're kind of nervous about going off the grid. They believe it's too hard to go off grid. But, you know, my buddy Ronnie Camaro, he didn't pay his electric bill for several months. And the power company came and they disconnected him. And so he was off grid. And, you know, he was off grid for like, I think a couple months until his parents paid the electric bill. So, it's a lot easier than you think to go off grid. Another big part of Knetter's Practical Outdoors is we have a lot of deer processing videos. We have a deer processing playlist that includes gutting deer, skinning deer, how to cut up the different sections of the deer, what parts are good for what, how to make burger, how to make a roast, how to make sausage. It's all there at Knetter's Practical Outdoors. All right, yeah. Yeah, I'm sure you can make it work. And you're just gonna go gloveless?
Yeah.
Okay.
My itty bitty hands.
Anyways, yeah, this is kind of work. Now, my whole family participates in the deer processing videos, but the main guy with all the insight is my dad, Don. My dad is a career meat cutter, and through the 80s and 90s, he literally cut up thousands of white-tailed deer as a side job. So if you're looking to learn how to process up a deer, this is the channel for you.
Like this. You can go ahead and get your knife into there, and you're going to hit that femur bone that runs straight down. So we'll take and run it right straight down to here, and about right even with this hip bone here, we'll go ahead and take it off. And that is a sirloin tip.
The deer he shoots up here, and I hadn't really looked at it, but I got to looking at it, and he's got all these pictures of him. He's like holding the deer antlers and hugging them, and so I kind of got the impression he was just pulling a fast one on me, to kind of con me into gutting the deer for him. So last year when he came up, I had some really good news for him. I said, "Hey, Milton, it's a miracle. I declare you cured of your allergic reaction to deer hair. So you get a deer this year, you can gut it yourself." I've been looking at your Facebook pictures. And, you know, he seemed kind of upset about it. And I don't know, whatever. But he did get a deer that year. And I made him gut it, you know. And he was fine. He was perfectly fine, you know, after we injected him with his EpiPen and the swelling went down. He was fine. Okay, yeah, we're going to get started with the videotaping, so you can ace that gum, okay?
Okay.
Put it through the grinder twice through the coarse plate, fairly coarse plate, and it'll make a great grind, you know.
Kind of the potato sausage king. I'm sure he'll enjoy that. But anyways, hey guys, remember to hunt, fish. Another big part of the channel is fishing. And just like the deer hunting, it's mostly about just getting out with family and friends.
Wow.
Holy cow.
Keeping that?
No. Oh, that's a beauty.
Look at that.
It's a big boy. Big boy fish.
That is a monster. Wow.
He could
Well, I
be.
need
That's
you
what
to
you
move.
call a hog. Far.
Uncle Dave, I got a snag.
I'm kind of busy fishing here, Chloe, so it kind of sounds like you're done. Or... Well, Chloe, did you have a good time?
No.
So we've been out fishing smallmouth bass today. A lot of good on these rocky humps. We're catching them on these chigger craws, bouncing them along the bottom. We kind of rigged them so they're weedless.
Dad, when are we going to catch some fish?
There's an old saying, if you give a man a fish, he eats for a day. But teach a man to fish for muskies, and he'll never eat fish again.
Dad, when are we going to catch some fish?
Well, what that means is we're fishing for muskies, so we're probably not going to catch anything.
Muskies?
Mm-hmm.
Dad, there's something wrong with my pole.
I don't have time to deal with that right now. Just practice your figure eights.
I don't even know if I can take this off.
And Dr. Facade spent a lot of time developing, you know, these diameters, the top and bottom, this distance, and really specifically these angles. He spent a lot of time developing it with the sole purpose of making this minnow bucket just stable enough to make you think that it won't tip over in the back of your truck, but it will. It's been proven by science that it will. So, you know, you'd kind of wonder, like, well, why would he design this to tip? And, you know, if you look back in history, back to Dr. Facade's research, it was all funded by the Minnow Distributors Syndicate. And so, you know, just like anything else, you start following the money and things start making sense. So, right, more tipped minnow buckets, more dead minnows, you got to buy more minnows. That's better for the Minnow Syndicate. The idea behind it is the stop just needs to be a little bit thicker diameter than the actual line that it's on. So then when this stop comes in contact with this sliding bead, the bead can't pass through. And then when the bobber comes in contact with that bead, the bobber can't pass through. So it actually stops this whole rig from sliding any further.
Might as well go ahead and keep her. As long as we're keeping a few, huh?
Hey, hey, hey. Step on your
Well, since we're in Michigan's Upper Peninsula, we're definitely going to include some ice fishing. So when we're running a heater inside, I just kind of, I'll have chunks. I'll have him lay right down on the ground, and I'll just lift it up just a little bit real quick, and he has to just roll in there, you know, because we want to keep the heat inside, right? But here's what happens, right? You know, you got this leverage. You got a lot of leverage in the length of this auger. Your buddy comes up to it. He's leaning on it. He's prying on it. He's drunk maybe. He's like, oh, hey, oh, that's a nice pike. It's, you know, not as good as the one I got last week, though. Hey! And he's bending on it and prying on it. And pretty quick, these brackets again, the end of your auger can get bent because you got a lot of leverage, you know, with the length of this auger, right? Okay, that's one way that the ends of the auger get bent up. And we do get into some of the different tips and techniques. Like in this video, I show you guys a kind of a unique quick strike rig that I like to make. It incorporates a wire leader, but in a much more stealthy way than your normal quick strike rigs. On the edge of the hole, and you're not losing any fish because of that. So it kind of incorporates the best of both worlds. Oftentimes, you've got that small piece of wire to kind of save the day, but at the same time you've got the fluorocarbon. A lot of guys down in Wisconsin are using these, having really good luck with them. But I have heard some reports that ice fishermen over in Minnesota, a few guys have been trying these cheesehead hole covers over in Minnesota, and it must be something to do with the ice conditions in Minnesota. Because what I'm hearing is they'll put these out and they'll have their tip-up spread with their nice cheesehead hole covers, and every time like a snowmobile or an ATV kind of passes by, they're accidentally running these over. So I do have some different memories as a little kid ice fishing with my dad using these vinyl heat cushions. Okay, and you know, I did write a story about one of those memories. Okay, and it did get published in the most current issue of In Fisherman magazine. All right. You'll also find several fish cleaning videos at my channel. I've done videos on cleaning walleyes, bluegills, sunfish, and pike. And with the pike, I've done videos that show a couple different methods on how to clean a pike. So if you're at all interested in that, check those videos out. Alright, so we'll turn this dude over and we're just going to cut these two fins out, okay? Another big part of the channel is the partnership agreement I have with my one and only sponsor, Camaros Crawlers. And what I do is I run some commercials for Camaros Crawlers on some of my videos. The president of Camaros Crawlers is a good friend of mine. I've known him since high school. Ronnie Camaro. You've probably heard me mention him before on here. Ronnie's been selling night crawlers from his parents' house where he lives for about 2 years now. And, he was looking for an opportunity to maybe take his business to the next level. So I really hope our partnership works out for him that way. You can see the sign in the background. I believe Ronnie's girlfriend did the graphics for that sign. So that really turned out good. Camaros Crawlers also carries all your bugs and grubs for your panfish and your trout. Ronnie has waxworms, mousies, spikes, maggots, wigglers, snails, termites, roaches, ringworm, and wood ticks. So, alright, if you stop in and pro staffer Ronnie is working, you're for sure going to get a hot fishing tip. If you stop in and Ronnie's pro staffer mom is working, you'll for sure get like a hot knitting tip or maybe a pie making tip. So, that's a win-win either way. If you go down to Camaros Crawlers and spend over $10, Ronnie will throw in a free Camaros Crawlers tip-up hole cover, right? You guys have seen these before, right? Kind of put them around your tip-up like this. Then when you set your tip-up down in the hole, this nice cover keeps the hole from freezing up, right? And I know Ronnie put in a real big order to get a bunch of these, so he's not going to run out anytime soon. And I think by a big order, I just mean, he gave his pro staffer mom some cardboard and some scissors and had her cut these out. And, when you do stop in, tell him you heard about him on Knetter's Practical Outdoors. He's running a promotion. You buy 11 crawlers and you get the 12th one free. But I know, like, Ronnie's girlfriend, she did the graphics for these. They're pretty cool. And they're all hand done, so they're all kind of unique. They're kind of like collector's items. I think this one came from a pizza box. The normal crawlers, the full crawlers, 1 dozen for $1.50. He's also selling half crawlers. He'll sell 2 dozen half crawlers for $3.50. It's just a little bit more to get the half crawlers, but you get 2 dozen of them. Okay? Now, you got to pinch them yourself. Ronnie doesn't pinch them, right? Because they'll just die. You want to wait to pinch them until you get out on the lake and you're actually going to use them. So I think that's a pretty good deal. We've just always called him Ronnie Camaro since high school because he only drives Camaros. He's got a summer Camaro. He's got a winter Camaro. It's kind of his thing. It's pretty cool. But anyways, the news about Camaros Crawlers is that they now carry fresh-caught gourmet leeches. And anyways, the product that Ronnie's selling is these Camaros fire starters. And what these do is they start fires. You use them instead of newspapers, you use them instead of lighter fluid, and they work really good. And I'll tell you, Ronnie does know a lot about starting fires. Because I remember back in high school, he was always lighting stuff on fire. He was always like melting stuff. He was kind of like a scientist when it came to that sort of thing. Ronnie finally got permission from the city to put his leech traps in the sewage ponds. So now Camaros Crawlers got leeches. You may have seen other products like this, but only Camaros fire starters have the patent pending fire booster. And I think Ronnie says that it's patent pending because I think he did call like Invent Help or something. So I think he might be getting a patent on it. I'm not really sure. And another thing about Ronnie's fresh caught sewage pond leeches is that they have a really much more robust fish attracting scent to them, much more so than those like kind of wimpy domesticated farm raised leeches. I'm totally convinced that the fish you're seeing caught in this video were like way more attracted, you know, to those sewage pond leeches than they would have been to regular leeches. They've been working great for me. If I had to guess, I would say that sewage pond leeches outfish regular leeches. I bet it's like 10 to 1 or maybe 11 to 1. And anyways, Ronnie's got some tips here for camping at Walmart. First one is, although there is seagulls at Walmart, don't feed the seagulls, okay? It's just like you don't feed the bears at Yellowstone, right? You might be thinking like, wow, what's the big deal? One seagull, or whatever, or a couple of them, we can feed them. But, they get in packs, and then they become like piranhas. And I'll tell you what, and if they get you on the ground, it's over. So, don't feed the seagulls. And also here at Knetter's Practical Outdoors, we try to bring you some of the sights and sounds that Michigan's Upper Peninsula has to offer. And again, I want to thank all you outdoor YouTubers out there that have helped the channel grow. Really do appreciate it. I also want to thank all my friends and family that have helped make the videos. I want to thank Camaros Crawlers for being a sponsor. Ronnie Camaro has been with me right from the beginning. And I also want to give a big thanks to Big Cat Daddy Walleye for providing the music for the videos. That really has worked out great. And hey guys, remember to hunt, fish, laugh, repeat. This is Dave Knetter from Knetter's Practical Outdoors. Hey, thanks for watching and God bless.